Hi. Oh my god, hi. So, hello everyone. Yeah, you can actually hear me this time. I don't know what the fuck happened to my microphone yesterday, but that was a learning experience, I guess. Thanks. I appreciate that. I can't That's the one thing I hate cuz you guys are now over here, but my camera is over here, so I can't like look at you and talk to you, this is very strange. I wonder if there's another way I can pull my chat up. There's got to be. There's got to be There's got to be a thing to it. A thing. I'm sure there is. There's got to be. Thanks. It's been a while since I've had them done. And I really wanted to cuz like my fingernails were doing great. I had them long and they were actually like functional, which was awesome. But something occurred in the interim, and basically I wound up breaking both of my middle fingers. And I was like, okay, like it's fine, I can handle that. Why specifically my middle fingers? I don't know, but it was my middle fingers, and I was like, that's okay. We can make this work. We're fine. We're fine. We can make it work. I could not make it work. Yeah. So that. So I got mad, and I wound up basically redoing all of my fingernails. Not that interesting of a story, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's good. All right, here we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So I changed some things, as you may or may not have noticed. All right, let me start recording this just in case. I'm gonna push that back for a second. Maybe. Maybe. Let me pull up my chat. Hold on. See if I can do this way. Cause like I can't see you guys over. You're over here. It's not actually organized yet. That's the joke. It appears organized. The organization is a lie. It's not actually organized. We're still in the midst of redoing most of it.
It's a concept of organization.
It's a concept. There's a concept of organization. It's an idea. It's a thought. Let me do this. Can I?
What are you playing?
Huh?
I said, what are you gonna play?
Well, we're gonna chat for a while.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna find my chat.
Well, I gotta pee really quick.
Chat. Hello, chat. Oh, well, there it goes. That was. Can I not just have a chat over here in the corner?
Nope.
Is that not? Are we not doing this today? Pair channels and bed stream. No, give chat. Give chat. Chat. Can I not do like a pop out? That's stupid. Well, this is how we're gonna do chat, I guess, because for some reason it's not a thing. All right, close enough. No, not that chat. Wrong chat. It's weird because I have to like look over here, which is slightly off to the left, but like I'm still looking. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Autumn Ivy. This is an update stream. It might be a VOD later. It depends. It depends on what we talk about, because I haven't done a video where I just kind of sit and bullshit for a minute. And I feel like on occasion, it's probably necessary, especially when there's been a lot of top tier fuck shit going on. So I figured it would be a good time to sit and bullshit with everybody, get you guys caught up on what's going on, kind of give, I figured a lot of people would want to know how PAX East went, and also I can speak again, which is nice. And I thought after two more after 2 weeks, week and a half or so, rather, mostly, of me not speaking, because I literally couldn't, that it would be nice to just obviously hear my voice. Because, let's be honest, you just want to hear my voice. That's it. Yeah, thanks. I would be, what's funny about that actually? This is completely off topic, but when I was a little girl, knee high to a grasshopper, Ariel was one of my favorite Disney princesses. Her and Pocahontas, which obviously I was very, very young. I didn't know the context of Pocahontas way, way back, which now it's much, much deeper rooted in family stuff. But Ariel was a favorite princess. I don't know why. I always wanted to be a mermaid, but I can't go underwater. I mean, I can, but I get like pressure stuff. My ears are not bueno.
So you married a sea creature.
Yeah, so instead I just married Ellis. Listen, Jasmine was just not about it. Jasmine was so not about it.
Do you blame her? Christ.
No, I mean, considering all the fuck shit she went through, she was not gonna. It wasn't a thing, man. At the very least, screaming. Yes. So, Ellis is kind of not quite a merman. He's something. It's not. So to clarify with you, when I was younger, I had tubes in my ears, and I used to get consistent strep throat and consistent ear infections and stuff. Like I was one of those kids. But I learned really early on that going underwater caused swimmer's ear 100% every time, like without fail, unless I had earplugs. The problem is earplugs kind of freaked me out. So my options were get to go underwater and do the swimmy things and wear earplugs or nah. At one point when I was younger, this was before I was like adamant about not going underwater, but I wound up going under and I got a really severe ear infection and like bad swimmer's ear. And it was disruptive as fuck. Right. So what wound up happening is my grandpa and my grandma were taking care of me. And they had this bottle of stuff that you're supposed to put inside of your ears when you get swimmer's ear. And what it does is it's some type of a chemical or something that dries out your ears, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What you may not realize is medication of any kind
has a shelf life,
countertop or otherwise, has a shelf life. And I love my grandma and I love my grandpa, but my grandma used it even though it was years old. We were poor, right? So like we used what we had and that was just how it was. And I was so miserable with this ear infection that like I couldn't do anything else. And of course I'm a child, so you don't think about it. So fine. Yeah, it's basically like a combo peroxide and something else.
Yeah.
So my grandma put it in my ear and I started screaming bloody murder, like fucking just inconsolable. And so my grandma thought I was exaggerating because I'm crying and I'm screaming and it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And my grandma tries to calm me down because she thinks I'm just panicking about something being in my ears. And so my grandpa turns to my grandma and he's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Like grandma will put some in my ears and, I'm going to show you it's okay. And so I watch and my grandma puts some in my grandpa's ears and my grandpa's like, see, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. So I stop crying and she does my other ear. Right. And I start screaming and crying again. So afterwards, I'm like, no, it hurts. At which time, as I'm in the middle of like hiccup crying, and like my grandma doesn't know, right? She thinks I'm just scared, and she keeps telling me, she's like, you're fine, it's okay, like you're just scared, it's okay. To which at that point, my grandpa turns to her and goes, well, Bev, no, actually, it burns. And I look up and I'm like,
thanks, Grandpa.
oh! And my grandma immediately like deflates and looks horrified and just starts like, oh my God, and like starts grabbing like little Q-tips and ear, what is it, the cotton balls and stuff, and is trying to like dry my ears out with this stuff. And my grandpa, meanwhile, is like holding his ear, like looking miserable because he knows. He did. He sat on it until round 2, and I'm like,
just okay. Making sure whatever it did, it was even.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, that was, yeah. So that's a complete side topic, completely unrelated. I'm going to start off at the beginning. Tactical, I see your question about Super Eye Patch Wolf, and I will answer that in a moment. We will get to that part shortly. So, as you guys know, I got sick really, really bad. Like, really bad. And Ellis, obviously, you can kind of hear he's sniffling and snorting and coughing.
I have so much Vicks on my chest that I think it's in my brain.
He's probably absorbed it a little bit. It was shitty. It was not a good time. I've been sick, but this put me on my ass for 2 days, where I literally laid on like the human-sized dog bed and didn't move, and just watched shitty reality television. And by that I mean I think I moved on to Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah, we've gone through like 5 seasons of that now.
Yeah, so I just didn't move, and I think that one day I slept all day. So I was pretty fucked up. But I felt bad because I literally could not do anything else. When I tell you I was low function, like, it was it. And I had no voice. I got my yearly up of laryngitis. And when that happens, I can't, like, that's it. I'm done. I'm tapped.
Trixie, is this a Newport? Me, I'm the Newport.
Kind of. That's what it felt like. So I just didn't have a voice. And laryngitis always takes me out for at least a week, usually. So unfortunately, what that meant is not only did I fall behind on commissions that were due for private commissions for the exclusive sites, but I also fell behind on audiobooks, because I had an audiobook that was due last week before I left for PAX East. And so I had to email that's okay, Freya, thank you. So I had to email the company, who has been very, very polite and very good about it. And it's the first time I've been in this situation where I had to come back around and be like, okay, wait a minute. I can't do this for you.
It was bad enough that she actually had to put on the brakes and not like
I did not have a choice.
By the seat of her pants. Like, she had to stop.
Which usually I do. Usually I do seat of my pants, and I'm fine. I can totally seat of my pants. And we do the seat of the pants, and everything is gravy.
So the days leading up to the convention were me keeping her in
sequestered,
upright and locked position.
Yeah, I was
so she could fucking chill and get it together enough to even go.
Yeah. Because the big thing was I was already contracted, and the thing is that when I do these jobs, especially for Larian, who has been nothing but amazing, I obviously want to go and I want to do a good job, but I want to be healthy. I don't want to go sick, right? Or, contagiously sick, because that would be very bad. I don't want to do that, especially with it being a convention or traveling or anything else. So I made sure that I was past the point of contagion, and being patient zero. And basically was like, all right, I'm gonna emergency the fuck up. I'm gonna spend a couple days resting. So I emailed the jobs I needed to email and basically told them, like, look, I can't do this right now. When I get back, I will be better and I will make do and go from there.
The entire time leading up to this, I'm like, it's good that it hit you before you left for PAX. It's good that it hit you before you left for PAX. Yeah. You can come back and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So it really was weekend at Bernie's with me. So I thankfully got better and everything was okay. Great. And the day before we left, I was like, all right, I got this. I'm going to prep everything. I fucking hate this. I'm miserable. I'll do the best I can. We leave. As we're leaving, Ellis was okay, and then wound up going in the same way that I did, where it was like, no, I need a rest day. Like, I have to chill out because I can't do the runs and stuff, like all of the running that I need to do if I'm fucked up.
I mean, like, luckily I didn't end up with like a fever or anything crazy.
Yeah.
Mine was
again,
like
contagion.
Yeah, mine was like, because it develops differently for her. for me, whenever I catch this shit, it's inevitably like, when you get the allergies and then it just travels down and it sounds super shitty because you're coughing up just garbage, but you're not contagious.
Yeah.
It's just respiratory.
It's just what's left.
Right. Yeah. So, but I sat down on the plane to leave Portland and go to Boston, and I turned to her and I'm like, fuck me.
Great. So we were like, all right, fine. So if anybody was wondering where I had been, hadn't seen the updates, whatever, yes, that is, hello, that is what's going on. But I'm obviously better now. So now this week has been fuck, catch up, fuck, a lot of screaming and running and more stress. Moving into PAX East. PAX East was fantastic. I did the best I could. I was very exhausted, obviously, because I was still recovering. And I had no recovery time. My recovery time was, I'm not that bad, but I'm going to do the best I can because this, again, is a job. When I go to these conventions, I think a lot of people are under the impression that I'm going as strictly a pleasure thing, just to go to the convention and have a good time, which I do. But I'm hired to do a job, especially at, PAX East and PAX West so far, working for Larian Studios. And my goal at the end of the day is to provide entertainment and a good time for the people that come up to the Larian booth. Because again, being kind of their official Karlak, I want to do a good job for them, and they've never been anything but good to me. So it's always great to see, the Larian crew. And it's always good to have that time with everyone. So PAX was great, though. Aside from being tired, it was and always is usually tough to stand in one place for 6 hours a day. It winds up totaling out usually to about 10 because there's time to get ready. And then, of course, you've got breaks and stuff. But it's nice to see people coming through, and anybody that did come through and say hello or ask for a hug or anything along those lines, I'm glad, because part of it is I don't like going to conventions. I realized as myself, it's very strange. I don't like it. It freaks me out a little bit. So being able to go in costume and go as a character kind of allows me to embody that character a little bit. So obviously Karlak is a giant golden retriever.
Literal masking.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier to allow for that to kind of seep through and let people have that experience. But yeah, so getting to see everyone was fantastic. I did ask for permission. It's like a layer of armor. The reality is I'm not super social. Not in reality, but it is much easier to be able to do. Obviously I like seeing my friends, but meeting, I think, honest to God, dude, Sunday was really the only day where we had a few, sometimes about a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes between people. Honestly, Sunday was the only day. Saturday was back to back. Friday was pretty back to back. And then Thursday was even relatively busy. So we stayed taking pictures cyclically pretty constantly.
Friday and Saturday were both sold out.
Were they? Yeah. So, and we were, specifically at PAX East, the Larian Studios booth is the booth right at the front of the stairs. So as soon as you come in, the Larian Studios booth is castle right there. So
you're coming down the stairs and it's the first shit you see, that and the fucking dune worm. So
yeah, and the dune worm.
People come straight for you.
Which is great. Everybody seems to have a good time. Again, I love being able to see people and especially the people who are really excited to see the characters and just get that experience. And I've spent the last year and a half or so officially doing this. So being able to do it for them on an official capacity and get to see people light up to see these characters is a really cool experience. It's just like anything. It's like when you go to Disneyland or Universal Studios and you see your favorite character. I don't know. But yeah, so that was good. I did get to see a lot of really cool upcoming games. So a few of the things that I got the opportunity to see while I was there. Oneway.exe was a pretty. So I wasn't aware of this, and you guys will recognize this. Let me see if I can pull it up really fast. Hold on a second. So I found this this game, which I'm going to make myself disappear for 2 seconds.
Goodbye.
So oneway.exe, I'm going to show you the Steam page specifically. Now, Disordered Media is the group that does this. And specifically, Disordered Media is made up of people, a handful of people, one of which some of you may actually know, and I'll get to that in a second. But I got to play the demo for oneway.exe. Now, there is another demo on Steam, which is the one that you're seeing here. This demo, I was informed by Disordered Media, is actually kind of semi-irrelevant now. So there is, fingers crossed soon, an updated demo that will be dropping here shortly. So I'm pretty excited about that. But you'll notice that the Steam page is here. So if this is a game that you want to check out, I definitely recommend it. You'll notice that, oh, am I on the, why does it say I wasn't following? Okay, whatever. You'll notice that specifically, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, my bad. I'm gonna show you guys my playthrough of this, but Arachnid Ray, some of you may recognize this person in particular, some of you may not. Hold on, there's Bugs. Bugs is great too. We adore Bugs. Can we find, hold on, I'll find it. Give me a second. I like how they have like no media so far. Hold on, let me, you know, they've got a picture of their dog, and honestly, okay, Arachnid. So if you guys were not aware, I'm sure you have seen Arachnid before.
And if you're a living Tim Burton character.
They're literally a living Tim Burton character, but they're super fucking sweet. Like, super sweet. This person initially had done a handful of things. He had done a handful of things that were correlated to just random picture posts and things like that. Like, I'm sure you have seen them go viral a time or two. But I didn't realize they were a fucking game dev along with Bugs. And so I walk up on this game, oneway.exe, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute here.
I know you.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So I look at it and I go, holy fuck, wait a minute. So I get excited about this game because it immediately looks like something I'm going to play. And Arachnid walks up to me and is like, oh, hey. And I was like, what, I want to check this out. Like, I got to come back Sunday, but like, I want to check this out. And they're like, yeah, it's our game. And I was like,
what? You're
a fucking game? Like indie horror? What? And he was like, yeah, it's, you know, Bugs and I made it and da-da-da, and like went into the explanation. And I was like, no. So I got super stoked because not only is it an indie horror game that is up my alley, but it's an indie horror game that's up my alley, and it's a position where I can support another creator. Especially another creator that I've known Arachnid, like not known, but I say known loosely. I hate saying I know someone
mutuals
from the internet.
Aware of each other.
Yeah, but we've been mutuals for several years. Yeah, Trixie knows. I've known Arachnid in regards to being a mutual for several years now. So suddenly finding out that they have a game, I was like, oh, okay. And I got super fucking stoked. So
it's a very nifty demo.
It's so much fun. And I'm excited because, again, I'm going to stream the demo when they update it. I did ask them while I was at PAX East what the tentative release date for the updated demo would be for Steam. They did inform me that it's probably going to be Steam Next Fest, like the next one that comes around. So a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah. But when it drops, I will be playing the demo so you guys can check this out. I'm excited. And the reason I specifically wanted to bring up oneway.exe is because Arachnid and Bugs and their dev team not only are independent devs on a very, very small team, but they took the concept of what horror inherently is at its core, um, of various genre and style, added this intelligent umbrella story, but then broke that umbrella story into 7 separate stories, each one told in a different horror genre style. And the entire time you have a looming undertone of that umbrella story. But each one of these characters that they have are their own archetype, and they present their own like concept. So I only got to play one of the available stories, because I obviously didn't want to take up the entire time for the demo for other people who may want to play. But I got the opportunity to be able to play Fiona. Yeah, thank you. I got the opportunity to play Fiona's level. And that was the one that was recommended by Arachnid, who was like, hey, like, what kind of games do you like? Or like, what style of horror do you like? And I told them, I was like, I like the story build, the slow burn kind of, build up for that. Something about narrative driven stories are great. And they're like, okay, great. Like, here's this. So he recommended Fiona. It was awesome. And I was immediately enamored. The fact that it was not just smart puzzles, but the storytelling was fun. And you kind of are picking apart the overall story while also picking up pieces of these characters in their own stories. So I really think it's going to be a good indie horror game to keep your eyes on, for sure. Like 100% believe that. So if you guys get the opportunity, or it's something on your mind, or at the very least, want something to stream for yourselves or share with friends, I absolutely recommend adding that one to your wish list. And again, please remember, wish listing stuff helps endlessly for these devs, especially indie horror devs, because not a lot of the time do they get the opportunity to actually have their stuff seen, and this is someone who personally who is personally a mutual. So like being able to hype them the fuck up is 100% something I want to be able to do. And then the other one was I got to meet the dev of what is it? We Harvest Shadows. I'm trying to remember like the exact title. We played the demo for it quite some time ago. Like ages ago, actually. Hold on, let me.
Don't you still have it in your library?
I think so, but I just looked. Yeah, it is We Harvest Shadows. So if you guys remember, We Harvest Shadows was the demo that we played that was like the first person, like borderline farm simulator that was also horror, and like your house starts getting fucked up in the middle of the night. So I got to meet David Well. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing their last name, but I got to meet David. And they were super fucking sweet, first of all. Not to mention, they had concepts for improvement and a few other things. It's probably going to be a later year release, but it is definitely one that I'm going to keep on my page. Hello! It is definitely one I'm going to keep on my page. So, those two for sure. Dread XP also, obviously, I feel it's not a sponsorship. I should be extremely clear about that. Like, they didn't pay me to hype them up, but I feel obligated to hype up Dread XP because they've been so good to me, for the last couple of years.
It's
and
the homies you've made along the way.
Yeah, like
Dread XP.
True homies. But Dread XP has a few things, and obviously they had some recent success with White Knuckle specifically. And White Knuckle is, I don't know if I'm gonna go for it. I might. We'll see.
Her, by the way, we walked right past her.
Did we?
Yeah.
I feel dumb. That's fine.
It's okay.
It's a female dev specifically, which is also love that for her. Like, go queen. But White Knuckle had a modicum of success for sure. And now they had a couple of demos available, including Amanda the Adventurer,
Pigface.
3, Pigface, and then a third one.
Is it Vile?
No. Something else. Pig face. Okay, listen. So I hadn't seen anything for pig face yet, and I walked up to the booth to say hey for the homies. What's the word for putting out the word of something you love but are not being paid for? A fan? A supporter? Or
I think I'm just a fan.
I don't know, man. Making love for the homies?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
admirer.
Shout out versus promoting. Yeah, basically. Pig face was interesting. Now, if you haven't seen pig face yet, which a lot of you may not have, because pig face
really new,
technically is really new. Pig face was strange. So this is the Steam page for pig face. And again, the developer is Tito Loves You, but the publisher, of course, is Dread XP. Now, Pigface has this really visceral... Manhunt. Yes. Manhunt. That is actually a great descriptor. Because the synopsis is, you wake up with an explosive headache in a pool of your own blood. Your exit. A terrible woman whose awful past has finally caught up to her. Fulfill contracts for the people who drilled into your skull. Guns blazing, slow and tactical. It doesn't matter. They know you'll do whatever it takes. This game is messy. I think messy is a really good word for it, because hey, Obsidian,
it's messy, but it also gives just enough plot that it keeps you like being messy.
What was that PS2 game? Not Manhunt, but there was another one that was like criminal based. Condemned. Do you guys remember Condemned? It had almost like, yeah, well, like Postal meets Condemned meets Manhunt. Except it had like this wild undertone of a story that was actually really interesting. So it was a smart enough game where you're picking up context clues as you're playing that it maintained interest for someone who wants the intelligent aspects of a story, but it was like,
you can also just beat up stuff.
It was gore corn.
Yeah.
It was gore corn. I think I spent 10 minutes trying to dismember a body.
With a hammer.
With a hammer.
Successfully.
I did it. But I definitely did it. Yeah. Hey, Googie. Yeah, we talked about that, homie. Like, we're getting over being sick, man. This is like the leftovers. But yeah, if you were fans of that kind of style of game, I honestly would tell you to give it a go. Specifically, I think, yeah. So the demo launch for Steam is coming soon for Pigface. But I don't know, if you want something to kind of blow off steam but still go in for the story, this is going to be a good game for that for sure. But you can pick up active weapons consistently through the I don't know, it was something. It was something. But yeah, so Pigface definitely, those other two. On the cute side of things, the Corgi game,
Corgi's Cozy Hiker, I think.
Hold on, I'll find it.
Something like that.
The Corgi game that we've been waiting on.
Almost ready.
A Corgi's Cozy Hike. And I'm not shitting.
I've been watching this game for 3 packs now.
This game is due technically Q2, but more than likely it'll probably be closer towards Q3. But this game is literally a cute game about a cute corgi doing cute corgo things, like the traditional Twinkie butt it is. So what I like about this game specifically for this is it is a cozy game. I know that a lot of the times your guys' expectation of me is, oh my god, well, you stand indie horror in this house, and that's true. But every so often, I can't help myself over the cute Animal Crossing style games. And boy howdy, this one in particular.
Just what Lisa does when we're not looking.
Pretty much. So here's the thing that I love about this game. Specifically, you see rescue dogs in-game and in real life. Now, this game, and what I love about it, is that the developer of this game actually put real-life rescue dogs and so on in the game. So a lot of the proceeds that they make, 10% specifically of the purchase of this game, goes to animal shelters.
Yep.
And I love that.
This is the thing that these developers do, because they have other games that are mobile. I think there might be a desktop one, but I know there's a mobile one they've already released that they also basically shovel most of the proceeds back into the shelters, and they're also shelter dogs.
Yes. So, actually, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to add it to my wish list. So, a Corgi's Cozy Hike we saw, I think, about a year ago, and we kind of had our eyes on it, but they were at PAX East. And I love that for them, because getting eyes on a game like this, especially when you've got the donation to animal shelters to go with it, is awesome. And not to mention, what I ideally would like to do is periodically pick a cozy game, and then correlated to that cozy game, do a charity stream that correlates to whatever. So for example, if we did, a Corgi's Cozy Hike, my agreement with Scalisco, which is the developer and publisher of this game, was that I would match their donations based upon charity donations made during my stream. And if that's something that I can work with them and we can kind of work together to get not only reach for their game, but also reach for these animal shelters where they need the extra boost. And right now it's really, really important. There's only so much that we can do at any given time. But what I don't think people realize is, especially for animal shelters, $1 fucking counts. Like $1, So if I can provide some type of entertainment by playing this game, and not only like advertising this game by playing it and being like, oh my God, it's so cozy, you should totally play it. Then I think it's important to also note that being able to kind of host a charity and have you guys do like Tiltify, where you know where your money's going to specific shelters, and rotating shelters even, I think would be really fun.
Yeah.
So this one, and then there was one other one that was also another dog game. Actually, hold on.
I have it. Hold on. It's I've got the thing for it in the living room.
No, I'm talking about
the one with the stickers?
No.
Oh.
Oh shit. It's in my wish list. Hold on. Oh wait. Wish list.
Hang on. Are you two behaving? Where are you?
My wish list says volumes. Here we go. So I supported this game. This is Poultry Party Games. Good Dog Chasing Shadows was not at PAX East, but I specifically want to bring it out in correlation to charity streams, because I, again, supported this game. Hold on, I'll show it to you. I supported this game specifically on Kickstarter. And so I was a pretty big funder, because I loved the idea. And not to mention, you get to play as a dog. And I just love it. I love this idea. I love the idea that you get to play as a puppo. I helped fund the Kickstarter. And in doing so, one of the rewards for this game is that I got to put one of my dogs in the game. And so for those of you that, maybe weren't there at the time, or obviously time has passed since then, I lost Immortal Moon, my hybrid, my one of, Roxy and him were like my heart dogs, but I lost Moon the November before last. And he was older, but life goes on and shit happens. So when I saw that they needed the extra boost and support, I had been watching this game before the launch of the Kickstarter. So then seeing it, I was super stoked, and I was like, oh fuck, like oh my God, like I really want to I really want to support that. So what I wound up doing is going through the info for Poultry Party Games, again, who's the developer and the publisher. And one of the rewards was being able to put your dog in the game as one of the selectable playable characters. So that's what I did. And so I sent him pictures of Immortal. I don't have any updates yet, but if I do get them, I will ask permission to share them. Whether they're watermarked or not, it'll probably be in Discord, but I'm excited. And this one I think will be a lot of fun. Specifically in Good Dog Chasing Shadows, you play as a dog defending your family from paranormal creatures. So it's kind of relatively, I don't want to say open world, but like from what I've seen so far, there's a lot of like probability of area, basically. There is exploration, there is mystery, but you solve environmental puzzles and you save your loved ones and uncover the mystery. So you get to be a good dog. And I loved it. I thought that it was a cute concept. It's horror, but it's like almost cozy horror in a sense. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that, to be honest. What are we doing? Why did we turn that on? I like how you turn that on in the middle of me streaming. It fucks with the camera. That's no, it's fine. Just leave it now. No, I can turn it off. It's too late. It's too late. Just turn the light on.
No.
Turn the light on.
No.
Turn the main light on.
No.
You fucked it.
It's too late.
You fucked it.
I fixed it. You're cursing in front of children.
Do you want to see the babies?
Immediately. No, stop. Look. They immediately started leaning towards the light.
Hi.
You can see that they immediately leaned.
They have babies. Do you want to tell them what they are?
Have you guys ever seen tickle me plants or know what those are?
I'll show you a video. Let me pull one up.
If you're trypophobic at all, be somewhat aware.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you guys. Okay, so this is a tickle me plant. All right, ready? Oh, maybe not. Okay. E. Bye. And they shut.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Leave me alone.
So those are tickle me plants.
Yeah, they're just children.
So we walked into a plant store, and basically I was like so enamored by these plants that I don't know. And I was like, no, I can't, like, what if they don't want to be touched? And Ellis was like, honey, that's literally like, that's the thing for them. And I was like, no, but what if they don't want to be touched? Or they wouldn't close. And then he bought a bunch of seeds and he didn't expect them all to take, and all of them took. And now we just have a pot full of tickle me plants. That's it. That's the story. Not touch. But I don't know. They're cute. I like them. So we have tiny, I don't know what you call them. Sprigs? Sprouts? Spriggans. No, that's a D&D character. Anyway, they're cute. They can be named Elmo. I feel like name them Cusco. Sprouts. Tickle me elms. Jesus Christ, Googie. Yeah, fair enough, man. But yeah, so lots of good games coming. Obviously I'm biased and I specifically kind of stuck to the horror related games. The ones that Henderson did, that we played the demo for, the name is eluding me. Henderson. Fuck. Do you remember the stream that we did that was like almost this RPG turn-based horror game that was point and click a little bit, but then like you would walk up on the monsters and it would be almost turn-based?
Oh, fuck.
Damn it. The name is gone.
Yep.
Oh, did we find a naked chicken?
She was sad.
Hi. Do you want to say hi to everyone? The chicken. Why were you sad?
Because you're not paying attention to me.
Because we're not outside in the warm blanket.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly the problem. You, however, don't get to hang out on the floor in here because I don't trust you not to go behind the computer.
I have not seen the medieval zombie game. Yes, Diva, everyone. Naked rotisserie chicken with spots. Moldy rotisserie chicken.
Wow, that's rude.
No, not the one where you learn the monster language. It's a different one. Bye, Tom. But yeah, so that one was there, and then there was a handful of other like various cozy games and different things like that. But PAX East was really solid. I think you guys are gonna like a lot of the upcoming games coming in. Specifically though, definitely wishlist oneway.exe and We Harvest Shadows and Pigface, because those were fun, especially depending on the type, and the corgi game, especially depending on the type of game you like or the type of horror you like, if that's the case. Otherwise though, everything with Larian of course went great. Larian has never been anything but phenomenal, and I'm super excited to have any opportunity to work with them at any point. I got to see Samantha Barrett again. For those of you that are not aware, they are the voice of Karlach. Sam's amazing. I adore them endlessly, and they are never anything but just lovely and fantastic. And I could not like gush enough. We got to have another like flexing, adoring situation. I did not give Sam a piggyback ride, but I definitely will offer. Karlach meeting Karlach is an epic moment. It's true. It's true. Yeah, Toxic Crusaders was also there. And I had the pleasure of running up to Cauliflower, who is a prominent Dead by Daylight player. I got the chance to meet them in person. They were playing, I guess, like every day, 1 to 3 p.m. They were playing rounds with people, because they're like a pretty.
It was them.
I guess that's like their big thing.
Them and then another one named King of something.
Yeah.
It was basically 2 big DVD streamers.
Yeah. They got pulled in, I guess, to do like a semi-pro DVD thing. But like the DVD booth was fucking lit, dude. I don't know what was going on. I hadn't seen, so for the last year and a half, obviously Dead by Daylight hadn't been there that I had been aware of. I'm pretty sure this was their first official year. Yeah. But they had like a big booth set up. You were able to come in. They had like 10 computers set up where you could play. And now, loving reminder, I have been playing to some degree on and off Dead by Daylight for like since literally launch, which has been almost 10 years. It's this year's 9. I think next year's their 10-year anniversary. So it's been almost 10 years I've been on and off playing. I have not touched it for like probably a year or two. Yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of really phenomenal people along that line. And obviously, while I was there, as a lot of you know, there was an announcement for the newest killer, who is
Peepaw,
the animatronic, and is Peepaw. So now I'm unfortunately in a position to be obligated to go back to DVD. Not just that, but they also relaunched for a short time the 2v8.
It's live today.
It's literally they opened it back up today. And the 2v8 is 2 killers on 8 survivors.
Which apparently the matches take fucking forever.
As they should.
But they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. The thing is, so Ellis and I started kind of looking back at a lot of the metas and a lot of the builds and stuff. They've changed so much even in the last year that I'm like, I'm fucking lost. So we're obviously still playing Marvel Rivals. That's going to continue. But periodically you may also see me playing Dead by Daylight again to like relearn, because I feel like an idiot looking at half the shit you can do now. Autumn, cosplay people win. Unironically, a lot of you are already aware, but I will inform you also, caffeinated or anybody else that doesn't know. It's still in the complete, let me write out my list of shit I've got to do for it stage. But I have had a costume that is Springtrap based called Fear Trap. At least that's what I'm calling it. There's not actually a legitimate, like, it's not legitimate. It's not canon. This is a personal, like, concept build that I really, really liked the idea of. And I've talked about it a little bit on streams prior. The problem with Fear Trap, though, is that it's going to be a huge fucking build for me. It is. It's canon in the Legion. You're right. You're right, Ray. It's Legion canon. Fear Trap is a really fucking big build. And specifically what it is, how do I break this down? So, all right. You know how Springtrap has gone through iterations. Yes, actually, Natalia, that's why I'm bringing it up, is the digit grades have to do with some of this too. So Springtrap has iterations. Obviously, there was Golden Bonnie, which was like the initial, technically, or like the Yellow Rabbit.
Yeah.
Right? Technically, but it realistically, I think he was literally Golden Bonnie.
Yeah.
So once that happened, the Springtrap mechanisms happened, and then he became Springtrap. After Springtrap happened, and then the fire occurred, which burned everything down, he became Burntrap. And now he's like that grandma, yeah, in SpongeBob, who's just like, what are they selling? Like that's him now.
With the
basically.
Split off of
Crispy People.
Crispy People, but the split off of Glitch Trap, which is weird to explain, but also still an iteration of Springtrap. It's like AI Springtrap.
Yeah. So after, well, I don't want to say after Burn Trap, but technically during and after was Glitch Trap. And Glitch Trap, technically, I almost feel like was the concept of consciousness and AI, right? So there was still this, how do I carry on?
Yeah. They handsome jacked him.
Yes, actually, that's a great way to put it. They handsome jacked him. And if you don't know what we're referencing, Tales from the Borderlands, basically there's an AI version of Handsome Jack that shows up.
Even arguably more of a dick than the original.
Okay. Yes. But I also would be a dick to Reese, so that's fair. But the concept at this point for Fear Trap was I kind of wanted to bring the idea of like biological anatomy to a tangible degree with mechanical engineering, and basically what would happen if someone got so obsessed and crazy that they wanted to take what was left of Burn Trap, which is not a lot, and pull what was left of it along with like any of the circuitry and the memory, like basically the RAM, and anything correlated to Glitch Trap that was left over, and present it and feed it through into a new programming base. The problem is that they didn't know enough about tangible electronic based animatronic builds, but they knew anatomy and physiology. So what this person inherently did is they became so obsessed with the story. Yes, they Frankenstein monster. Exactly. They Frankenstein monstered it. So this person became obsessed, and what they started to do was take what was left of the Springtrap suit, which was the oldest version of the builds, and then started to add biotissue as well. So the concept of Fear Trap is that I'm building more of a realism base, so like almost like a werewolf, but in this case, there are still animatronic undertones to the build. It just takes on more of a visual realism, where I'm adding on like patches of fur and like corded muscle, veins, a lot of viscera, and just various like gore pieces intermingled with the mechanical and animatronic undertones. So when I go to do the actual head, it's going to look more like a realistic rabbit with cartoonish undertones. So it's not going to look like your canon Springtrap. It's not going to look like the kids version. I wanted this to literally be this like terrible, yeah, Frankensteinish kind of corrupt concept of what he would be in the event that somebody basically was like, no, we have to save this, and tried to rebuild him out of biomatter.
I think from another perspective too,
Peepaw with people parts.
It also fits because you have basically all of the other animatronics to some degree are because here is this unalive child. I'm going to put it in this thing. Now it's haunted, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the nightmare versions of the animatronics, which is exactly what it sounds like, but it's mostly psychological. And those are all really, really scary robotics.
Yeah.
But Afton in Springtrap was the only one that was alive in the suit when he died. Yes. So the concept of being able to do this, even when he's just regular old Springtrap and we see him for the first time in 3, that's still mechanics and a dead body. Like you can see
reanimated corpse.
Yeah, and you can see it in some of the games when he opens his mouth and you can see his literal rotting head inside. So like this is not so far from the original subject matter in the first place. This is just a different direction.
Yeah, it's more so taking out. I mean, it sounds so. I think the misconception is that Five Nights has always been a kids game. And like it's not actually. Like if you get into the books and things, like the canon story of Five Nights is so not child friendly, but they've kind of made it that way. I wanted to deviate. I wanted to take this build and not only make it a really extravagant build, because the reality, guys, is that I do maybe one big build a year. That's all I have time for. I don't have time to do everything that I really, really, really want to do all of the time forever, which is why some of my costumes are bought and a lot more of my costumes are very simplistic and either modified and like bought and modified, or thrifted and modified. Or if I do sew something, it's really simple. And I do that because I just don't have time. I have 50 things going at any given time.
When you sank almost 100 hours into one costume last year, that takes out the spoons to do that more than once a year.
Yeah. And Karlak specifically, I worked on for a week straight, nonstop. Like I think 8 to 10 hours a day I worked on Karlak. And that's not a joke. I think I pulled a 16-hour day one day. Because it was the day that I did the top, I think was like 16-hour day. So when people have this concept of like, oh, cosplay can't be that difficult, like it's not that big of a deal, you could just make it. Like, nah, guys, like when a cosplayer looks at you and goes 120 hours, it's not a joke. It's a lot. So the red wings that I had in here initially that were on my wall took me 68 hours. Karlak, I think, was like 80 something by the time I was done. And that included the prosthetic molding. Like I had to hand mold everything. And even then, visually, Karlak does not look like a lot. But I laid out and measured and hand cut fucking 30 straps, I think.
At least.
Out of fabric, all the same size. So
you did that twice. Because you did the pattern first and then you did it again.
Yeah, I had to do a mock-up first to make sure I was even right. And I did that out of like an old holy bed sheet. So specifically though, I can do like one big build a year. I just don't have time. I would love more time, but the reality is when people ask me like, Autumn, what do you do? I do fucking everything. And it's hard to tell people because I think people automatically see it's a stigma issue. People automatically see, on the website, like, oh, sensitive material. And then they go in and they're like, oh, you must be a schmansley or schmonly schmans girl, like clearly. And it's like, hold on a minute. Hold my beer. Like I was doing boudoir shit like 2010. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this longer than those websites have existed. The reality, though, is there's so much between like, oh, I do photography, and people are like, holy shit, you do photography? And I'm like, yeah, I like taking pictures of animals. And then on the back end, that's a hobby thing. I keep that to myself. But monetizing stuff so that I can pay my fucking bills and take care of these animals and make sure that they have a roof over their head and food and I can constantly upgrade things that they need, I have to do a lot. And audiobooks, for example, are a lot. Um, I sit for 5 to 8 plus hours minimum for a lot of these books.
You've done like 5 hours
and
today.
When you think about it, right? When you think about like, oh, well, 5 to 8 hours of reading doesn't sound like a big deal. Like I sit at a desk for 8 hours, 5 days a week. I did too. And I'm not knocking you for that. But that's just the reading part. That's not marketing myself. That's not editing everything. That's not getting auditions out. That's not making sure that I'm consistently marketing the backside of things, right? Like, I think people who come to me and are like, well, I want to be a voice actor. I'm like, that's fucking great. I want you to be a voice actor too. I think that's great for you. But I don't think people also understand that you're not going to get yes every time. You have to be prepared to get no's or to get not anything. The amount of auditions I've just not heard back from, and I have no idea what the fuck happened.
Most of them.
There's a lot of them. And it's not because I'm necessarily bad at what I do. It just means I wasn't the best fit for that project. And that happens. But you got to be prepared to hear no. You got to be prepared to hear nothing. You've got to be, you know, in a position to upgrade your stuff when you have the money. Like, buy back into yourself. 3/4 of the money that I've spent related to voice acting stuff has immediately gone back into voice acting stuff. So what little bit of money that I was able to make went back into that. And then it's the same thing with costuming. We spend insane amounts of money and time and energy, and we love it, and it's great. And like, we want to be able to present these artistic pieces to you guys because we love that you love it, and we can bring these characters to life for you. But then we have to pay back into itself. And that's if we even make money on those things. And a lot of people don't. And so, specifically going back to Fear Trap, I've been wanting to start Fear Trap for like a year and a half, I think now. And I haven't had time. Karlak ate up a lot of my time last year / somewhat of the year before. And then I obviously had to keep up with other costuming pieces and things that I hand sewed and fixed and so on. So it's kind of, I guess it's hard to iterate. And I'm not complaining. I want to be clear. I'm not complaining. I guess it's one of those things where I want people to realize that your hobbies, your passions, the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, I hear too often, well, I don't have time for that. Well, I want to start going to the gym, but I don't have time. Well, I want to start making this thing. I don't have time. I would love to tell you it's easy to make time, but it's not. It's not easy to make time. It's not easy. It's not even easy to feel like you have time ever. You want to be able to do and give and keep going and to make people happy and to make people smile and then to try to do things for yourself with the time that you have left over. But it's never enough. And so keeping yourself in this place of understanding that what you can put in the moment is enough. And even if it's one big costume build a year, that's okay. That's a lot. That's enough. I think a lot of people, especially now, see professional cosplayers, and I say that with air quotes because it's cosplayers that, you know, happen to be good at making things, and that's great. That's fantastic for them. They make money on that. They are professionals, actually, to a degree, but they're good based on that and popularity rings. And too often, I think a lot of us find ourselves comparing ourselves to other creators, other photographers, other writers, other game devs. Um, exactly. Natalia's right. Art isn't a profession until you hit it big. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. And that's the thing is art really should never be a profession per se. Like you are allowed to call yourself a professional at whatever point you want. I'm not your mom. Um, but what I want you to remember in those moments is every bit of attention and every bit of care that you put towards the thing that you're passionate about, especially when it comes to an artistic venture, regardless of genre, is for you. So remember when you see yourself in a position to compare the things that you're doing to others, and I'm getting to the point, I promise, stay with me. When you remember that the things that you are doing are for so much more than just, well, I want it to get popular, I want to go viral. And if that's your goal, great, but you're going to consistently hit walls until that one lottery ticket that you happen to win one time, and then you're going to do it again. So when you're doing something, remember that you're doing it for you. And maybe you're not going to be the person who keeps up with the person who pumps out costumes once a month, every month. I can't. I literally can't. I see some of these people, and I say people, but especially like, you know, some of the female AFAB, I want to say AFAB, like AFAB cosplayers who are very, very popular and have been doing this as long as I have, that pump out like a fucking costume every 3 weeks when a new game drops. And I'm like, do you fucking sleep? Do you know what sleep is? What is sleep? Are you fucking you? And I don't know how they do it. I don't, because it's not half-assed. Like they fucking do. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. And that's fine. I think that's great if you can do that. But like, I don't have the fucking spoons, bro. Holy shit. I literally don't have the spoons. I've known Nigri since 2010. Actually, since she hit it big, I think. Since the Pikachu days when she was at San Diego Comic-Con. I've known Nigri a long fucking time. That's a whole other fucking story though. But they also have help. A lot of them have help, I want to remind you. So they're not doing all of that on their own in some instances. Some of them are, but some of them have help. So sometimes that's the case. But at any point in time, you find yourself being like, okay, I'm going to compare. Like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. It's what's the word? There's a word for that. Fallacy? No, I don't think fallacy is what I want. Anyway, whatever. Help, time, money, lack of depression, anxiety. Yeah. The lack of depression is the big one, bro. No spoons. Humans that can only sleep 4 hours and still function like normal. I fucking can't. Yeah, basically. They have their own fucking teams, and I'm like, go you. I can't do that shit. But yeah, so for Fear Trap though, that's the reason that you haven't seen any growth on it so far. I've got the headset. I have the idea of what I'm trying to do. I've got the digit-grade stilts. I have a second set of digit-grade stilts that are up to the knee instead of full leg, and I think I'm going to utilize those because they virtually put me at the same height as my full thigh digit-grade stilts, but I don't need as hard of a curve. I don't need as hard of a curve of the hawk, like picture a horse or a dog leg on the back end, so like that knee, the hawk on the end. I don't need as hard of a curvature for the Fear Trap build, so I think I'm going to use the shorter one and then just use padding. So do it the same way that furries do it, basically. I just have to start. I literally just have to find time to start. On that note, I got an email an hour ago telling me that I had booked 3 more audiobooks, which is great. I'm not complaining about that. It's work. I should be glad, and I am. But holy fuck. So I have to finish the one. The problem is that's just the ones I talked about. So officially, Callista, that I just did Invoking the Blood for, I will be working on the 2 other novels for Callista. So that is Whispers in the Dark and then the 3rd book in that series. So I've got those 2 left. I booked a 3rd book for Encyclopocalypse that I'm actually pretty excited about, which is really weird and based off of something, and I don't want to tell you anything else until I'm done recording it, but let me tell you, it's a fucking wild ride. Remember we talked about Quentin Serganov, that book, right? The Nazis turned me into a dinosaur book. Okay. It's gonna get weird again. So I booked those. I booked another one that's due. I have to start it next week and it's due by the end of the week. The one I have to finish today. And then I booked 3 more. And then I have 2 more due at the end of June and into July. So that's 10. And then I have 3 more that start September, October, and November. You know, now that I've laid it out like that, I kind of wish I didn't. I kind of wish I didn't say that out loud. Anyway, it's good. It's good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Screaming and crying and crawling on the floor, and it's good. It's fine. I am booked and cooked. Just few, just a smidgen, just a small amount, just a wee amount of books that I have to record. It's just a wee bit amount. I don't know what I've done. I don't know. Do you wanna open the Pokemon cards Tyler got us? I think they're in here. They should be like right there.
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn this off.
Oh no, don't be sorry. Like, don't. I want to be clear. I'm not bitching. I am grateful and I am lucky and I don't know how I did it. I don't. And if anybody came to me and was like, holy shit, Autumn, that's amazing. How did you get all these jobs? I'm going to be like, fuck if I know. Because I don't. I don't know. I have no idea. And, oh, another thing. Keep your eyes, ears, nuts, whatever, to the wall. There is a new film that I am going to start working on here shortly. We will be launching crowdfunding for it. We already have a promised sum, but we are going to launch crowdfunding to try to push it a little bit more. I will be working with Monty Light, who was the gentleman who did Bittertooth, and a team of really, really cool people. This one is going to be a lot different than Bittertooth. There are, how do I say this? No, I can tell you this. It's going to be in the synopsis anyway. I can tell you this. I'm not under NDA. It's fine. There will be werewolves. I am not a werewolf, unfortunately. Technically, I am. Okay, so how do I?
Are we opening cards?
Yes.
Okay.
They're werewolves. I'm not technically one of the werewolves canonically in the story, but I get to play the werewolf by proxy because I'm the only person who can use my digigrade stilts. So by proxy, I'm a werewolf. But there's werewolves, there's vampires, there's an undead samurai, there's witches, there's demons. Like, it's a supernatural horror film, which has a very interesting concept. So we will be coming back around again to do that and get ready to do the launch. So there will be a lot more information. I know one of the big concerns about supporting things is like, okay, but is the project actually going to go through? Is there this? Is there that? Normally, if this was someone who would be kind of backseating a project or something and I was not confident or did not know this person, then I would never put myself in a position, at least after the last few times, to be confident to tell you, yes, here's what's happening, because I wouldn't know. In this instance, I can confidently say, because it's Monty, it's someone I've worked with, that either way, something is going to happen, even if the big goal isn't met. But if we are able to at least have the minimum, we're good to go. So something will still be happening regardless, but basically the more crowdfunding that we get for this project, the more extravagant shit we'll be able to do. But I somehow found myself in this weird position where like I'm assisting with SFX, but also helping prop the werewolf as like a stand-in. And I also have a prominent roles. Technically, I played 2 people. So I will be also in the film acting again, which is weird. It's a lot. Anyway, so keep your eyes open for that too. But there's a lot of shit going on. So if you guys are down for audiobook land, fantastic. I love that for you. I have tons of audiobooks coming out. There's also some new games coming out that I had the pleasure of voicing in, so keep your eyes peeled. I will talk about those as soon as I get the announcements. And some new animations too. So I'm waiting on some information for a lot of this stuff, but specifically, I think you guys are going to be really stoked for some of the stuff that's coming in. Now, Tyler, Hinmei Productions, was lovingly providing us gifts while we were at PAX East. And so he gave us demo decks, which is like, I don't actually know what this is. 30 card decks.
So these are pre-assigned decks. These aren't pack cracker.
Okay, but we'll still open them.
Yeah.
So these are the pre-build decks, but I promised we'd open them. Did you ever find the Dr. Grant who gave you the magic cards? Oh, do you want to show? Do you want to? Okay, hold on. Pause for this. Pause for Pokemon to talk about magic for 2 seconds, and I'll let Ellis tell the story. Hey Zach, how are you? Zach also, by the way, is a dev. I don't know if you guys have checked out Zach accounts, but go to their Twitter. They're also really cool. I talked about PAX East earlier, Zach. PAX East was awesome. I will be at PAX West, hopefully. Like, let me say this. I am not contractually obligated at this time to be there for Larian as Karlach. So even if I am not contractually obligated to be there for Larian, I will be there personally because PAX West is technically a home convention for me. So I will be at PAX West. So yeah, Ellis is going to regale you the tale of Dr. Grant, who ran up to him at PAX East, because we need to find Dr. Grant.
Yeah, so obviously we've been talking about magic cards, and we've been talking about how I like the Jurassic World magic cards. So when I was at PAX, I was talking to someone about their game, and while I was doing it, this man came up to me, and he was in a Dr. Grant cosplay.
Literally.
And as I was talking to this person, he's like, Madwitch, and I said, oh, hi. And he said, I just wanted to give these to you really quick. And I'm like, oh, okay, give me, and I took it from him. I said, give me 2 seconds. And in the, maybe 30 seconds it took me to finish what I was saying to this person and turn back, he was gone.
Motherfucker booked it.
Gone. I went up and down aisles. I looked for this man. I posted in the Discord. I posted on Twitter. Nothing. So I'm just assuming it was canon Dr. Grant, but you'll have to.
He went to go look for him, and he literally couldn't. Like, this man ducked and ran. So whoever you are, Dr. Grant, you made Ellis's entire fucking day.
Yeah.
And here's why. So for those of you that remember, Ellis had a thing about trying to find some of the other semi-rare Jurassic Park cards for his deck. And so Dr. Grant delivered the Indoraptor and the Don't Move card.
And just so we're clear, I think Don't Move is possibly the scariest card out of all of those cards.
Don't Move. Destroy all tapped creatures. Until your next turn, whenever a creature becomes tapped, destroy it.
Yeah. That's it. So Anyways, and then the other one is, oh god, this one is like in depth. So it's yeah. I'll let you because I can't see it.
Bloodthirst X. This creature enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it, where X is the damage dealt to your opponents this turn. Opponents, meaning everyone on the field. Menace. Enrage. Whenever Indoraptor, the perfect hybrid, is dealt damage, choose an opponent at random. Indoraptor deals damage equal to its power to that player unless they sacrifice a non-token creature.
Yay! So
he does not have Polyraptor yet, I don't think.
So these were just given to me by this mysterious Dr. Grant cosplayer, and now he's gone.
Yeah. So so whoever you are, Dr. Grant, you made Ellis's entire fucking convention. Yes, Zach, we probably did, and I'm sure that happened. But if you are at PAX West this time, I will come by and say hello. I have to support your game, obviously, and potential future games. Like, and at some point, yell specifically about how I need to audition. Also, selfishly, but that's a whole other level. But yes, I would love that. Especially because we didn't know each other last year. It's weird. I think that's the thing I like about PAX, though, is being able to, like, go up and experience these really hardworking, fucking cool-ass devs that just, like, they just want to vibe, man. I love that for them. And they bust ass on these games. And being able to see them get so excited when people are playing their game and, like, they get to, like, have the experience of, like, oh, shit, I found a bug here. Like, I could totally fix that. And, like, get the experience of live reactions. Like, I sat and watched the dev for We Harvest Shadows, watching people play the game. And, like, when we walked up to introduce ourselves, there was a gentleman sitting playing the demo. And he was, like, he was at the end of the demo, but he had not moved specifically. He had just kind of sat there and didn't react. And then at the end, there's like a jump scare reveal, and he, like, slightly, just barely, imperceptible to someone who was not watching, but he jumped a little bit, and the dev was like, holy shit, man, you were, like, stone cold. And he, like, said something to him, and they had a brief conversation. And I turned to him afterwards, and I was like, if it's any consolation, he did jump a little bit towards the end. I think it was deep set. And he's like, really? And I was like, yes. I saw him, like, shift uncomfortable, and he's like, okay, I feel better. So it's a cool experience. Also, so the Pokemon cards that Handmade Productions / Tyler, whom I've known for a very long time, very talented cosplay photographer. The demo decks was the prize you got for doing the Pokemon training, so that way you could play yourself with the brand new cards. So these are, like, pre-built mini decks of Pokemon cards, which is pretty cool. And honestly, like, I haven't played Pokemon in forever, so this is kind of cool. I don't know, but there's a Houndoom in it, and that's all I need. It apparently comes with, like, a handful of the basics, and there's a fuck ton of Charmeleons in here. Torkoal! I don't think I've ever seen that. The turtle Pokemon? I haven't seen him before. He's cool. Ah, another naked chicken.
It was screaming at me.
It's a chicken. It does that.
Yes.
Devs are just people, except Blizzard, Bethesda, and EA. Those are just corpo stooges. Sometimes. Sometimes not. Sometimes they are. These are actually really cool. Like, oh, shit. Whoops. We have the obviously the EX cards and stuff, but I like how it's a fire and an electric deck. Like, electric is gonna do anything and vice versa on fire. Some of these trainers, man, why is somebody sending their 10-year-old out to, like, do professional battle as, like, a pro trainer?
I mean, Ash was like 10, so.
Like I said, like, where are your parents? Autumn is one of the few people I know who has naked chickens and regular chickens. Can confirm. Ellis is a dark and ghost type person.
What is that fucking sound?
Ooh. That?
Yeah.
It's the cord.
Oh.
It's my thing banging against that. Pokemon is just fantasy illegal cockfighting. No, Monster Rancher was fantasy legal cockfighting. Listen, Monster Rancher was the whole other animal. I like how, so Stephanie, for those of you that don't know who that is, Stephanie, lovely fucking human being, amazing creator. Justin is their husband, and also just does fantastic work. Friends with the shoujo mom, Juliet. So they were talking about Pokemon and Digimon in a thread on Twitter, and like they were talking about something related to like, yeah, if you know this, you know, you're great, whatever. And I was like, bro, what about Monster Rancher? And Stephanie was like, what? And I was like, what? You don't know Monster? I was beside myself that they did not know Monster Rancher. So I have an obligation to get Stephanie to play Monster Rancher, or at least watch the anime, because I know they would like Pixie, like definitively. And the episode where you meet all the other Pixies, like Arrow and Granite and all of them, like I know they would have a come apart for sure. Monster Rancher was weird, but that's what made it fucking good. It was wild. Yeah, Pixie and Big Blue. Listen, Golem deserved better. Golem deserved better. Ray, I mean, I love the idea of you going back after beating the games and beating the shit out of the kid who has a bug they found outside of their house with your literal god Pokemon. In one hit, by the way. Not only do you take out the Pokemon, but you take out the child, too. I think I do, too. I gotta put all the shit... Oh, that's what I was saying. So, like, we still have a bunch of this shit that we have to, like, reorganize the shelves and actually put shit up that's supposed to be. Like, this side of the shelves I kind of have, but Ellis is still in the middle of redoing and decorating. But I have plants in here now, which is great. I love that. They can't complain if they're a pile of ashes. It's like a Stephen He sketch. He's still working at the Pokemart at 27. You should be like Timmy. Timmy left home at 10 and became the Pokemon champion. Took down Team Rocket and Team Galactic in one afternoon and then caught 5 gods. Imagine being the person in canon Pokemon lore who was the guy that just started fucking capturing gods. Like, how do you... I don't even know anymore. Oh, somebody asked about Super Eye Patch Wolf. So I had done a job for Super Eye Patch Wolf several years ago. The Dell story that he put up on YouTube. I had done the customer service voice for that video for them. And we'd spoken a little bit, and we had this weird relationship where we just like hit it off. We were bros right from the start. Like this was a person I met and was like, oh, I've been friends with you before, which sounds really sketchy and weird. And I promise I'm not being weird about it. But like, because we talked about it and we both had this weird, like we know each other. We're like, we know we don't know each other, but like we know each other. So being able to meet Super Eye Patch Wolf at PAX East, which I didn't know he was going until we were there. And I passed this person with like the white blondish hair by the elevator having a conversation with someone else. And I looked at them as because I was on my way out the door, and I was like, I think I know them. And I was like, oh fuck, that was Wolf. And then I felt like an idiot. So we had the opportunity to meet up in the lobby of the hotel, because everybody kind of congregated there after the convention. But it was lovely to meet them. Like, they're amazing. They're so fun to talk to. Absolutely support the fuck out of them. Like, they're fantastic. They love pro wrestling. Like, wrestling is their shit, is like their big jam. They do videos a lot of the time on like classic stuff as well as obviously newer things. But if you get the chance to check out their YouTube and you're into wrestling, Super Eye Patch Wolf is fantastic to listen to. You super should check them out. But yeah. How long did that take them? A couple years? 3 weeks? 3 weeks, and also they were in college getting a PhD. I also had no further plan for this stream because I definitely have an audiobook to finish. truth be told, and Ellis abandoned me, I guess, for the bathtub. I know he's sitting in the bathtub right now watching this video, and he's probably going to say something. No? No? Okay, wow. I got a wow. That's good enough. Hey, oh, so I like how Gookie. Marvel Rivals? I guess I mean I could sit and go through some of the killers and stuff and like look at the DVD stuff, I guess. Or Marvel Rivals is an option. Yes, no, abandonment. Are we gonna see Marvel Rivals cosplays? Sue's technically done. I just have to shoot Sue. Malice is I still have to finish sanding everything, painting all of the pieces, and then finishing her headpiece and her cloak. So Malice still needs to be finished, which is the thing I was getting back to about like sewing and big builds. Because I fucked around and found out as far as like time goes, and I got sick and then I couldn't record the audiobooks, that put me hella fucking behind. So for exclusives this month, if I know a lot of people were really excited to see Sue and Malice, I did give the opportunity for voting for what we were going to do this month, and I gave Sue as the option. But I got some Leku. And suddenly, because I talked about doing Darth Talon ages ago, and I just never got around to it. But Amber Bright Props, who is an Arizona native and an Arizona cosplayer who does phenomenal Star Wars cosplays, had some extra Leku, and I wanted to support them, so I bought the Leku because it saved me from making them. So I now can do Darth Talon, and Darth Talon is what was voted for. So Darth Talon is what is upcoming for the end of May as the like BTS, Photoset, Fantasy Friday, all the stuff. So all of that stuff for the end of this month will be Darth Talon. So of course, if you guys aren't under the exclusive stuff, all of my links are under autumnivyofficial.com. You can just click exclusive sites and it'll take you to all of my socials. But I don't have her saber. No. I was looking at 3D printing the hilt and then trying to figure out a way to basically build it myself at this point. There's a couple on Etsy, and I thought about putting it up on Throne. I just haven't had the chance. Her saber is really specific though, but I don't. The problem is doing that within the next week because I have to shoot her next week so I can get editing and stuff done, which is why the audiobook needs to be finished. So oh, that's okay. I appreciate that, Tyler. I wouldn't want to put that pressure on them. And no, you're good, Shen. Don't worry about it. These guys just know that Emma's a bitch. That's it. And Spike, yeah, Spike needs to do Emma still. As far as Marvel Rivals goes, though, Sue was. You're totally fine though, Shen. I'm so sorry. They know that I will go on an unmitigated and unnecessary fucking shitball of a rant. Yeah, she's a great character in Rivals. She's just a canon bitch. Like, actually, in canon. So I've always had a thing against Emma Frost. I just don't like her as a person. As a useful tank in Marvel Rivals, sure. Otherwise, she's a bitch. His punk ass is at Universal right now, and I'm mad as hell. No, Googie, we are talking about the same person. And yes, same. I too would like to take a vacation and go do that. Bitches love cannons, but we don't love cannon bitches. Psylocke, actually, I do want to do Psylocke. No, you're good. You're fine. Emily, good God. Emma specifically is the one I have like a fucking do not pass go, do not collect $200 on. I love magic. Specifically, though, if I do magic and I want to sink the time and the energy into her armor, I would rather do Darkchild specifically. because I have the stilts. So I'm gonna build Dark Child, not just magic. Um, Psylocke is on the list. I gotta decide what skin for Psylocke I want to do though, because I really, really like her bodysuit version, which is simpler, but I want to find the right stuff for it. And then obviously Venom, but I feel like that's a cop out for me. Like I have to do Venom; it's a requirement. So, I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it's the makeup for Psylocke. Like I want to be able to pull off like how she has like that super vibrant eyeshadow and I just don't. I don't know if that's I say sitting here looking like a scrub in like fucking tactical pants and shit. Um but yeah, that's been on the list. And then the who else did I have? Oh, I want to start gender bending a bunch of the men, but I want to do that for a completely different reason. That's just for fun. Yeah, poison. So I have a lot of the stuff for poison, but I was gonna do alternate color poison. Um, I just gotta kind of see. Yeah, I wanted to do Bucky, bro. Fuck, man, I'm so tired of blondes. Why? And then the Squirrel Girl, the fucking springtime summer bullshit Squirrel Girl skin that they dropped, and everybody was like, "But it's supposed to be a reference for Sabrina Carpenter." I don't give a fuck. We didn't ask for another blonde skin. I did see Amaranth. They leaked Amaranth. Uh oh god, my brain. Uh, if I recall correctly, you guys in the server do tabletops and SCP, right? Like World of Darkness. I mean, we do a little bit of everything, honestly. I did see Gender Bent Kratos. Francine Castle. Listen, I would be such an asshole as a femme Punisher. I'd be a piece of shit. I don't know if you guys want that like you think you do. Paste Pot Pete. Yeah, they did. Marvel Rivals Attack of the Blondes. Femme Trevor Belmont. I feel like I'm obligated at this point though that if I start playing Dead by Daylight again, I feel like I'm obligated to do a Dead by Daylight cosplay finally because I've had Huntress sitting on my shit forever. Did I don't think I mentioned Huntress. Did I? Where? Oh, I did? I believe you. I don't remember. I did. I only got half of the delivery for the swimsuit. I have the white part of it, but they never sent me the blue. So, I don't know, man. Oh my god. Muscle Mommy Makima, thank you. Most of the somebody asked me for Jinx. Because okay, so the TLDR and a lot of most everybody here knows, but those of you that don't, I won't touch Vi. I won't. I will never fucking do Vi. Vi is ruined for people. Never gonna touch Vi. But then someone on the thread, when I was like, oh, I need gaming cosplays for Too Many Games, that's my next convention, so the end of June, and I can actually do something other than Karlach. Somebody was like, what about Jinx? There's something fucking hilarious about a super buff Jinx. Because that's just not Jinx at all. Which is inherently horrifying. Because if Jinx was built like Vi and was still that crazy, insane. What happened to Vi? Nothing happened to Vi. Here's the joke. I didn't have a problem with Vi. There were skins from League I wanted to do that were Vi specific. I won't do Vi though now or ever because when when Arcane launched and everybody jumped on the Arcane train, I had other costumes that I was in process of doing and I was really proud of because I'd spent a lot of time on those and shooting them and doing all the other things. And the TLDR version is that I got so many messages, so many requests, so many comments under other costumes that had I wasn't asking people to be like, oh, what would you like to see next? Like, it was not an invite for people to tell me what they wanted to see me do. But I got so many comments that were like, yeah, this is cool, but like, when are you doing Vi? That it got to a point, and I wish I was exaggerating, but when I tell you that I got hundreds, if not thousands, of comments and DMs and requests, and I know how that sounds logically because people are like, you have to be exaggerating, but like Ellis will tell you, I got so many messages, half of which were under other costumes, that I finally just started deleting the comments. And I shut it down and I told people, no, now you don't get it. Because you guys couldn't respect the energy and the time and the effort and the work in this costume and the things that I was actively doing in this moment. And you weren't respectful of that, that now no one gets it. So, yeah. So, like, it was a complete fucking turn off. And then it also hit the ADHD button, which kind of just caused me to double down. Savika, here's the thing, just to be clear, I haven't watched Arcane, and I won't do a costume for a series that I haven't watched. I specifically mentioned Jinx because we played League, and I know enough about that to at least joke. So if I ever decided to do it, not only am I going to do it because it's the exact opposite of Vi, and I think that's fucking hilarious, but I also played League. So this has nothing to do with Arcane and everything to do with the other side of it. I had Pepper Potts in the Mark armor for quite some time. I just never got the opportunity to actually print the armor. But I did have Pepper Potts years ago that I wanted to do. Iron Man armor bikini. I did a body paint version of that ages ago. Poppy Miranda did that. That was a long ago shoot, like way. Yeah, I'm gonna do Roman. No, I'm doing Roman. That's not a joke. I had a handful of people comment like, okay, but Roman from Post Trauma, and like, now I kind of have to do it. I have to do Roman. So I'm gonna buy the fake goatee and mustache and like bushy eyebrows, and that's it. That's what we're doing. So I'm gonna shoot Roman. That wasn't a joke. I'm absolutely fucking doing that. No one can stop me. Hold on, I'm clearing. I was told to check things, so give me a second. Oh yeah, and then what? Tell me more. Oh, okay, and then what happened? Oh my god, really? No way. For real? And then? No? Okay, he stopped. Never mind. It was worth it. Yeah. He swears periodically in English and then in Japanese too. I think it's funny. It was a joke until it wasn't a joke. Oh yeah, no, I was talking to the cat. Meatball was sitting outside of because we have the door blocked off right now. Oh, was it Diva? Oh, I'm sorry. Diva was yelling. Alex Lewis Armstrong. I still need to do Zangief. Zangief is another one I need to do still. At the least. I do have to swear randomly in Japanese. I feel like I can't be canon Roman unless I am swearing periodically in Japanese. That is a requirement. I've had people asking me to do Zangief forever. We have to play Yakuza to do that, though. I can't do Majima without us playing Yakuza, honey. No. And we have to do it together. Crush men like sparrow's egg between thighs. Just paint on the hair. I do. I have to have the chest hair. Like, so I'm gonna wear like a bikini top and like bottoms, right, for Zangief and like the wrestling pieces. But I'm gonna like draw or I will do a prosthetic of chest hair and like the fucking goatee thing he has, but then just the rest of me like normal. Use carpet. I have to. If I do it, commit to the bit. I have to commit to the bit. It does not count unless I commit to the bit. You guys think that I'm lying. I'm buying a fake beard for Roman. Don't think for a second that I won't fucking do it otherwise. Please hit me with borscht dynamite. You're right. Can never have enough. That is my husband. Sideneye / Ellis is my husband. No, you're good. Aw, Keegs! It's gonna be your proudest fap. Everybody, Keegan the Creep has graced us with his presence. Datterall himself has appeared. And if you don't know who the fuck Datterall is, I pity you. I do. I pity you. Datterall, everybody, is one of Keegan's personas. We would call it a persona, I think. I feel like. Who's doing the sucking and who's doing the fucking? If you've never heard the phrase "fuck honey," you have never been on a Keegan the Creep stream. And just to be clear, fuck honey exists. I just woke up from a nap. I don't deserve this intro. Now you do. Keegan does some pretty hilarious fucking streams though. I have watched him do Fortnite. I think he's still doing Mario Monday. He had he graced the front page of Twitch, which by the way, what the fuck? But he does a spin wheel game, which is hilarious. So if you haven't joined in on one of Keegan's introductions or streams, you totally fucking should, especially if he does the prank calling. His prank calls are the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Horrible, but hilarious. So yes, I've also known. Well, I feel like I've technically known Keegan. I guess it's been a couple years now, technically. Yeah. He's very handsome. Looks great in a banana hammock, especially when he Datterall shaves the top half of his hair only. Like completely, you grease that shit. You grease that shit. Like you could watch him shine from a mile away in the sunlight, and it is just that's it. It's not debatable. I said it, so it must be true. It's on the internet. It must be true. Take my money. Yeah, the mortuary assistant stream. So, Keegan is not, to clarify, Keegan is not a horror streamer like myself. So watching Keegan try to do horror games, it's hilarious. I adore him for trying so much, but there's some people where I'm just like, that's okay. It's okay. You get a star. E for effort. Your did it. First the glaze, now the roast. I feel, yeah, but you know that you can't have a delicious tasting dinner if you don't start with the right marinade, get it real good, 2 minutes on each side, a minute on the grill, get the good grill marks, and then just with the butter, you gotta butter it up. Gotta add the butter. I guarantee, Googie, bro, for real. I think you would think he's hilarious. Is this an introduction, or are you gonna cook him? Trip was good. I was explaining to everybody at the beginning that it's just tiring. Finally the laryngitis is done. I'm still really tired from being sick, but I'm a lot better than I was. It's more so just kind of picking up the slack now because I have a bunch of audiobooks to finish, but I appreciate you. This is an excellent promo. Thank you. The Larry-itis. All I could think about when you said that was Leisure Suit Larry, and now that's just encompassed the rest of my brain. And I can't stop thinking about how sleazy Leisure Suit Larry was as a game series, and like why we got that in the first place. Oh, you got to meet Keegs? Met Keegan a year ago on a beach. He was anxiously walking around with a fake jellyfish on a string and drawing some kind of wound on himself. We're friends, right? I'm gonna have to explain that to him now, Shaggy. I told you you'd never forget. I'm obligated at this point. God fucking damn it. My friend is streaming right now, so yeah, do your thing, Shen. Thanks for popping in. Enjoy. The perfect streak? I am the perfect streak. Keegan was just a thirsty little flower. You had to water him or he would have died, man. No, Spike's at fucking Disneyland, or not Disneyland, Universal Studios at the fucking, like, horror experience that they just launched. Fucking dick. I need everybody to spam his page with pictures of jellyfish. I don't care where you do it. You gotta spam his page. I'm jealous. I was surprised to hear your voice in post-trauma. Yeah? Like, good surprised? I mean, in defense, it's weird because I don't think people realized I played Freya also. So having people hyper-focus on the fact that I voiced Jill because that was closer to my natural voice, and then not recognizing that Freya was also my voice was strange. It's a good thing, though. It means I did my job. He did, yeah, he is. He got to see the fucking, they were selling tiny wolfmen, guys. They were selling tiny wolfmen. And he left me behind. Damn him. The spider booty of the masses. I feel like for some reason, yeah, but you're all monster fuckers. You can't say would. All of you would literally fuck a monster. I don't want to hear it. It's bias opinions. Showed up and still did her fucking job. You right. Dad once again letting mom down. That's why in this house we have more than one dad. I've gotta make sure that I keep your fathers on their toes, guys. Unreliable dads in this bitch. Gotta make sure that we have stepdad behavior. He did this to spite me and I'll never forgive him. Yeah, it's me. Any other moms in the house? I don't know, do we have any other moms? I don't think we have any other moms, do we? I am both mom and dad. I guess Trine could be a mom. Trine's technically a mom. Yeah, but Juliet's a mom by default because all she does is cartoon moms. Trine is Goblin Mom. You're right. That's fair. One dad steals our candy money and the other just ups and leaves. He went out for groceries, guys. He'll be back eventually. Trine is so hot. I'm gonna be so for real with you, dog. Yeah, Googie? You got it for the possum? You got it for the possum? That's okay. Trine is hot. You're right. You're right. Am I the sober vodka aunt? Sober? How do you use the word sober and vodka in the same sense? Am I adopted? Not, you don't have to be. Adoption is a state of mind. And probably legal. But mostly a state of mind. Something about girls who look like they stink a little. Kooky, what the fuck? Now, yeah, that was very ABBA-coded. I feel like ABBA should be here. That's shame on ABBA. He'll toss it for the possum. Toss him for the possum. I need to put that on a shirt for Trine. Toss him for the possum. It is veering a little bit into butt snot waters. If you guys weren't on Trine's stream yesterday, you missed the conversation about butt snot, and I am really glad you did, to be honest. Probably for the best. That's true. That's true. That's true. Dad did adopt me unofficially. Pheromones or some shit, man. I get a whiff and my thoughts are filled with indecencies. Butt snot. No, I feel like a lot of people here can't unhear butt snot. Like, that's just not gonna go away at this point. That's it. It's it for us. They want to know why you haven't done Doug Dimmadome yet. Ellis. Doug Dimmadome, not Cosmo. He says it's a prerequisite, is that I have to be the Wanda to his Cosmo, or he will never do Doug Dimmadome. Which means that I have to do... Who? Ellis?
There's also no reason you haven't done Jorgen yet.
Jorgen Von Strangle. I was waiting for that. I feel like everybody here's adopted, to be fair. Most of us. He would be a fire cupid, you're right. Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Have you heard the rap? Somebody did like a Dimsdale Dimmadome rap, and it's like the most fire shit I've ever heard in my life. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. Huh? Yeah, Ashton Laryl. Oh, to be fair, I have seen some baller fucking Dimmadome cosplays. It was like a luxurious dumpster? Can someone with morals adopt me, please? We are found family here. Chip Skylark. Oh my god. Also, all right. So remember, serious talk for 2 seconds. Remember how I told you guys that I was shitty and bitchy and totally against the fact that Twitch did the thing where they took like basically a 50% cut, and how I hated it and refused to bother with them? That still to a degree stands. You see, what had happened was that still stands to a degree. The problem, exactly. However, after PAX East, I was presented with a handful of it's got nothing to do with night shift. Yes and no. I was presented with some stuff that I had not taken into consideration. Along with rewards related for you guys, I can't access things like some of the emotes and some of the other cool stuff, which you guys are able to take elsewhere. And I can't do that, which is bullshit, in my opinion. At the very least, I think it should be an option that we get to pay for, but get fucked and die, I guess. So, not only that, but it came to my attention that there are a few other things correlated to gaming-related stuff that I, unfortunately, don't have viable access to unless I am somehow affiliated with or associated to some degree on a professional level with Twitch. I do not want to email them and put myself in a position to be like, hey, let's make a deal as far as affiliate is concerned. But I think I can negotiate contract stuff under partner, because I have the analytics across various socials to be able to be like, hey, this is provable, and negotiate, especially as a voice actor. Now, can I guarantee those things? No. Do I think they'll give a fuck? No. But the reality is that I do have to consider, not only am I unfortunately in a position where I'm missing out on certain things from a gaming perspective simply because I do not have this affiliation, but you guys technically are losing out to some degree, which again, I think is horseshit. So I stand by what I said in relation to directly supporting creators when you are like sending tips. Like instead of sending bits or things like that, like still send them tips. Yeah, we literally negotiating with a gun against the devil. Yes. So I think We're gonna Robin Hood Twitch. Actually, yeah, I mean that's actually kind of a great way to put it. Yes, kind of, basically. Um, Inherently, I'm trying to get you guys support with the benefits of what comes with it, while also kind of sticking to my guns, but negotiating contractually. And still ensuring that everybody who is in this position knows directly support the creators if you want to tip them, but that you can still do the subscription shit at a lower level. So setting the subscription at a lowest possible position, but putting the tip mechanic as a primary component so that you are still tipping directly for other things they create, like costumes and stuff. But still benefiting from the mechanic of what it offers because of the cut mechanics. Anyway, that's it. The issue, though, that I'm running into is that I'm not going to email about the affiliate shit, which means my interest and my benefit is to try to push for a partner. I meet all of the requirements accordingly, except for the 75 viewership consistent rule. I have to figure out how the fuck to hit that. Because at this point, I don't fucking know how. I'm close. You guys show the fuck up. I just think I'm hitting like the wrong timelines or something. Like I don't know what the fuck to do with that. Yeah. I mean, no, but it literally is. And that's my other issue is I'm so tired of seeing fucking people get spotlight hours where it's becoming very clear that reality television rules all. And I'm just fucking tired of it. I think it's stupid. So I am going to start doing workout streams and fitness streams. That is my end game goal. I have to finish setting up the internet in my gym, which is taking a little bit of time. But my goal is doing fitness streams and stuff, which I know a lot of you have talked about and wanted to see, and doing a few more IRL related things, which is why I'm sitting here having these conversations. Because I think I've noticed, at least, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys seem to like the act. Like when we were fucking building this shit, like there was like 90 of you watching me build this for some reason. I wasn't even having conversations. I was just bitching in the background, but like there were like 90 of you sitting here watching me build stuff. So I feel like it seems to me that you guys like to more so have the IRL related things, which is great. And I'm down to clown. And doing fitness related streams where I work out and shit, I'm down to do that. Like, I'm doing that anyway. There was nothing stopping me from literally doing workout streams, other than the fact that I have to finish setting up the internet in the gym, which is in a completely different building. So I'm gonna work on that. Hopefully we'll have that done by next week. But yeah, I guess it seems that you guys really it was fun watching me crash out about the furniture. I mean, yeah, but I thought, like, what if we did 1 or 2 days a week that are, I don't know yet, Ellis. Give me a second to think about it. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Something dark side. Oh, I thought about doing, like voted on shit, but my goal would be to work up viewership to try to do that. So like twice a week. I ideally would like to do 3 streams a week just because I just don't have a lot of time. But try to do 3 streams a week. Still commit myself to indie horror because that's the thing that I love to do. Like that's my personal thing. But at least 1 stream out of those 3 do a dedicated IRL stream that gets voted on. And obviously, subscribers and stuff would have the primary vote because they're directly supporting. But I think voting on a topic like, oh, are we doing gym today? Are we doing building? Are we doing cooking? Are we doing like, that kind of thing. but I figured if you guys really like watching this bullshit, you know what I mean, where I'm like building shit in my house or like cleaning or something. Um, yeah, I wish we could too. Well, so technically, if we get the internet fixed in the gym, we can take them into the garden, and the internet will reach because I can put a bouncer um in the garden, like, or not in the garden, but in the thing, and the internet should reach right there because it'll just bounce off the thing. It would probably be a mobile stream, I think, but I think we're just gonna be on the roof. I think technically we could. I would have to move the thing upstairs though. I mean, we could do it. Gutter cleaning. Oh no, no, because I don't like heights. What are you doing today? Cleaning my fucking gutters. Jesus Christ. Cutting the grass stream. Yeah, yeah, the custom perfumes and stuff. Yeah. A Walmart haul stream. Somebody fucking Googie. No shit, dude. I literally watched that on a TikTok video like yesterday. It was literally somebody who had thrown their groceries up and they're like, grocery unboxing. And they just start fucking pulling shit out that they got from the grocery store. Oh, it was Leo Skeppy. And I was like, what? Why am I so interested and enamored by what this man has in his fucking Walmart bag? I'm sorry, it was Trader Joe's. I don't want to insult the man. I would never want to insult Leo Skeppy. It was a fucking Trader Joe's bag. But like, all right. Well, we're gonna touch grass today. So no, I don't know. I've thought about doing those. IRL streams are always weird for me though, because it depends on my battery capacity for the day. Like sometimes I'm good and then sometimes I'm just not. What are you doing? Show me which bag of frozen chicken you prefer and why you buy lactose free instead of regular milk. You right. Well, because he was upstairs waiting to see if we were going to play something, and then I didn't give him a response. So he just sat with his dick in his hand.
I do that a lot.
Nothing's wrong with Trader Joe's. I'm not insulting Trader Joe's. I just meant I don't want to insult Leo Skeppy for going to Trader Joe's because I said Walmart. Like
he'll find you.
I feel
He's
like
crazy, gay, and Albanian. Like he will.
I feel like I'm gonna get a message and be like, I would never fucking shop at Walmart. And that's it. Like nothing. It's gonna be an unknown name, like completely off. No one's gonna know where the fuck it came from. Like that's gonna be it. It's just gonna be like, oh, fucking shop at Walmart. But I'm gonna know. Did you get the milk? They want to know if you got the milk.
They have almond milk.
Crazy gay Albanian. What a fucking combo.
So, like, high key, I love Leo Skeppy. He's
wild.
He's hilarious and wild. I feel like he would be if Autumn and I were
if we had
combined into one person, or if we had a child. But on top of that, he's also like
that's babysitting.
I'm babysitting. Eat all the candy. He's also like low-key a motivational speaker, and he has a podcast and shit. But I like him a lot. So yeah. Also, Treen made me a little like PNG tuber kind of thing for that Fugi thing that we use for streams sometimes. So as we game more, I have that now. That's a thing. Where does mom keep all the dead batteries and paint chips? In the junk drawer in the kitchen.
That's true.
PNG tuber, yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Since Dad is here, can we talk about National Park TikTok? Listen, the National Park TikToks, like giving each other sass is incredible. And fuck around and find out he was the one driving the mystery truck at the end of the lane when you moved in. Oh my god. Yeah, he's the one doing like the drive-bys of the house, and it's because he knows we shop at Walmart. He's like the boogeyman, which is hilarious considering I think he's like 6'4", like he's a big dude. Do it! I like the low poly VTuber idea. That's cute. I definitely... it's... The one that Treen made is just the two little... Like, it's two images. One where it looks like he's talking, and one where it's just stationary. But I definitely want to get, like, a formal VTuber at some point. Eventually. I do have more of my voice back. I just have, like, this nonsense that feels like it's constantly Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And it's like constantly draining. So like I feel fine, but like when you're on the ass end of being sick and you sound like patient zero, but like you're fine. That's where I am currently. I am here. V for VTuber. Oh, I would fuck with a V, like V for Vendetta VTuber, but that's also one of my favorite graphic novels ever.
Anonymous?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Isn't a V for Vendetta VTuber just anonymous?
Seriously, Natalia, I feel like I am constantly coughing up like a Slimer from Ghostbusters. It's disgusting.
You're right.
And then she's trying to record, and I can't fucking help it. So I'm like putting an entire blanket and like half suffocating myself, coughing up junk. It's just awful. 0 out of 10. Not hot at all.
Also, question.
Hello.
Question.
Answer.
Who? Well, for them. You don't have butt snot though, Dad.
No butt snot.
No butt snot. We did have sinus infections. That's
Yeah,
exactly what we had.
It's just on the tail end where
God
it's now breaking up and actually like
I hate when it does this.
moving. But it super was a sinus infection.
No!
What the fuck are you doing?
I can't slide my chair in. It does that sometimes. What the fuck is butt snot? Ask Treen. Treen will tell you what butt snot is. Okay, I have... Who does not have Baldur's Gate 3? Who here does not have Baldur's Gate 3?
Might have to install it on my computer.
Like, actually own it.
Oh.
Okay, so who does not own Baldur's Gate 3, but has wanted Baldur's Gate 3? And just can't afford it. No. I'm not isolating the broke motherfuckers. To be fair,
there's a reason we're asking. And to be fair, it's not even about being broke. It's an expensive ass game. It's worth every penny, but it's not like,
all games right now are fucking expensive. It has nothing to do with broke motherfuckers. No, you're fine.
I'm giving you shit back. It's okay.
Yes, that's why I'm asking. The problem is it may not be a legitimate giveaway. I don't know for sure. There's a story.
We can just fucking do that.
Oh, I could just I guess if it doesn't work. Breathing is expensive. Yeah, that's valid. Okay, wait. So hold on. So Dragon Lady, Groucho,
there's a lot.
Monkey.
Most of them.
No, well, it's not Larian. It's me. But this is, Okay. All right. I'm going to set, it's 6:24, okay? In my brain pan, my Grand Canyon level shrinkles, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. If you want the game and do not own it, but want it, I want you to throw up a number between 1 and 100. And if you don't get it exactly, the closest will win. And go. You have a minute. I'm going to watch as like the numbers appear. It's fine. Okay? All right? Some of you are very confident. Okay? All right? You like lifting horses. That's fair. Did you make a fucking pancake?
Yeah. But I made it with almond flour. So I don't feel like that much of an animal.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right. I'm gonna give you guys another second. You can only pick one number. One number. All right. He drowns his shit in maple syrup, which completely defeats the purpose of trying to make it healthy.
I don't appreciate your attitude.
All right. I'm going to call it. Okay. I'm calling it. Done. All right. The number was 77. It's almost always 77, by the way. Don't ever agree with me if I'm that person. So Garrett Patch on YouTube was the closest. Garrett guessed 76. So Garrett, because he literally was the closest, wins. Also, that was, listen, it was that or doing like a fucking roulette wheel, and I didn't have time for that.
So much work.
I didn't have time for that. So we were going to pick a number. It was the easiest way to do it. So Garrett, if you would like, what I can do is if you want to email me, I will send you the code. And basically what it is I had someone come up to me at the PAX booth and they were giving away games. So on the back of this is a card that has a code for the game. So yeah, that's it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what this is. So Garrett wins. And so I will send you that. Actually, if you've got Steam and you want to just send me your Steam account, that probably would be easier because I think I can claim it and then do the send thing. So make sure you email me. My info is on my website. That'd probably be easiest. I think you can click on my socials and do it. But yeah. So GG. Also, this is a magnet. That's a gnarly magnet. Love that for me.
That was almost like impromptu giveaway.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I wasn't going to tell anybody I was doing it. Sometimes it happens like that. Googie! Homie. You right. No, he drowns it. Look it.
Fuck you!
No, he drowns it in fucking syrup. Drowns it. Look it. It's floating.
You're rude.
If this was the Titanic, this bitch would have sunk. Also, can we talk about the fact that, so the Titanic, Jesus fucking Christ. The Queen Mary.
Googie, do I have you on Steam? No, I don't. I'm adding you on Steam.
No, you don't eat it drowning in fucking syrup. What do you mean? That's fucking gross. No. No. Anyway, the Queen Mary has announced, I guess, that they're doing a concert that's like classic like oldies music. The problem is Ellis sent it to me with all capitals screaming ghost ship.
I love that you didn't respond to me about it at all. But
no, because I'm not gonna fucking respond to you because I was traumatized. Mm-hmm. Bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. Oh, that's weird. Good to know though, decent. Yeah, but I guess they're doing like a concert with a bunch of old school music, and it literally sounded like when they're having the dinner and they're playing the classic style oldies music and shit on the fucking ship and ghost ship. Like it's jarring. It sent me a little bit. Oh, what time was our movie? That was tonight, wasn't it?
Sure was. It was at 7:15, but it's not that big a deal.
Well, it's 6:30. We can still make it.
Do you want to?
Do you?
I'm indifferent.
Well,
You have recording to do.
I have 13 chapters left after record.
I'm super not that pressed. The tickets weren't that expensive. It's up to you.
How much have I done? I did like 5 hours of recording today. 4?
Mm-hmm.
Like 4? Maybe I should rest because I've been talking for another 2.
It's at 7:15, so if we do, we have to like
go now.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But again, if you want to wait, it's up to you.
If I get up in the morning, we can go to the gym, and then I have time to.
We are busy tomorrow.
I know, but I have time before the meeting. Final Destination, Bloodlines. I can always just stay up too and finish it.
Yeah.
There's 13 chapters left. It's not a super big deal, but like technically if I break it down, it's probably maybe another 2 hours of recording.
I think you would feel better if you finished it tonight because you're not going to want to do anything tomorrow.
No, but I need Yes, I agree. But I do need to vocal rest for like an hour before I do that. All right. So the TLDR. Oh, thanks. No, we counted. It was like 10. It was like 10. It's 10. It's 10 audiobooks now. It's fine. The RMS Titanic contained the first shipment of mayonnaise to Mexico. It was supposed to go to Veracruz after New York. When news reached Veracruz, the people were devastated. So devastating was the loss that the declared arrival of the Titanic was declared a national holiday. The Titanic was due to arrive on the 5th of May, and so the day was christened Cinco de Mayo. You're fucking mean. Boo. Boo. I've seen what makes you cheer. 2v1 for audiobook and rest. That's fair. You guys, please don't encourage. Don't encourage Val. No. Everybody, no. Stop encouraging Harrison. If I had tomatoes, I would throw them at you in your sleep. You guys entertain yourselves. What do you fucking need me for? You literally just entertain yourselves. You don't need me. Anyway, the reason I was bringing up the shit about the stream stuff is that I technically have to push for partner if I were to do that. So, I have to meet their bullshit fucking like 75 consistent whatever. And honestly, I don't know what they expect for that. It's weird. It's strange to me.
Do you want me to look it up?
It doesn't. You can't. You're not going to find anything.
No.
Because it literally doesn't matter. Like it's congruent to the amount of hours streamed.
Well, and the kicker is that if we actually did what we've talked about and did it based upon like the actual analytics and played X amount of time at this time when our people are busy and played the games that are popular, like we could do that. But the even funnier part is I'm pretty confident we can hit those numbers just fucking off and do what we normally do.
But that's literally what we were just talking about, is like, they watched me fuck about and I wasn't even half talking to them and they were watching me cuss building this thing, and like there was like 90 fucking people here just watching me build shelves.
To be fair, 93 of them were like messaging me outside of the Twitch chat trying to make me get you to eat.
Oh.
So it was out of love and concern on top of being entertained.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
But then you started playing Schedule 1?
Yeah, with Spike.
So it just went from great to like...
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We need 16 people and one sophisticated... This isn't Scooby-Doo. What do you mean? I'll watch strong women do just about anything. Googie, that's fair. You right. That's fair, man. Ellis was giving you side-eye in general.
That's my face.
It was kind of an AMA, but you guys stopped asking questions.
We talked about the dogs for like a fucking hour.
Yeah, we did. We did talk about the dogs. That was fair. Viable.
Yeah, but like the YouTube, and that's the thing, streaming on YouTube, it's only ever like...
It's only a handful of people.
Like maybe 5.
Which
Nine
y'all
times
are great,
10,
by the way.
Most of you are on Twitch.
No.
And TikTok is the same way. There's only ever like maybe 10 on TikTok.
It depends, I think, usually.
Once or twice you've hit a lick on TikTok, but usually it's pretty consistently not a thing.
Well, and that's neither here nor there anyway.
But that's just TikTok. Streaming on TikTok sucks.
Why do they call it an oven when you oven the cold food, out hot eat the food?
I am so not high enough for that.
Oh man, I haven't.
You know that old meme of the little kid that's like, "Do you know when you have a dream of you when you?" That's what.
But when
that's
you
what that
and
just
I
reminded
and then
me of.
and when you and I, because I'm.
Yeah, that's what that just gave me right now.
I haven't played the Clock Tower games for years. Been a long time, to be honest. Really long time.
She was, in fact, that fast. That's also why she ran down her escort boat on accident and killed like 300 people. Whoopies.
Oh wow. No, I don't think I played Rewind. I don't think I played Rewind. Do you guys have any interest in watching me play fucking Doom? Is that of any direct interest to you? I meant to ask. Like, I kind of want to play Doom.
The fuck up.
Use spring water, please. I know, I did. It's true.
I mean...
I'm just gonna... You guys know that that's just gonna be like me screaming and running, right?
Well, maybe that's you with most games.
That's your fucking. I literally watch you do anything. That's valid.
Also, for those of you that have been present in the streams or have seen him, we may be doing streams on and off with ABBA a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, our child.
Our adopted child.
He got a taste for indie horror with post trauma, especially like puzzle horror. But I think he might.
I'll have to look into that.
To DVD as well.
Yeah. So to clarify, ABBA. I'll say this: ABBA's really fucking good. Max Dude is really fucking good. Marvel Rivals, right?
Marvel
Great.
Rivals and technically Overwatch as well.
But here's the thing: I watched him figure out post trauma faster than majority of the people who wanted to play the game.
He's never played indie horror before.
And horror in general are not his bag. Five Nights is his introduction to horror, okay? Right? Five Nights at Freddy's is his introduction to horror. So ABBA's not a horror person. Finished the game in like 4 hours and 45 minutes. And I minimally helped. I was
insulted.
Yeah, I was fucking insulted. I minimally helped. But ABBA's really fucking good. Max Dude is really fucking good at Marvel Rivals, right? That's usually their fucking go-to. But I told them, because I was like, listen, you figure shit out like this. I need you to do it with Dead by Daylight. So now, apparently, that's going to be the new thing. Mm-hmm. So we may also periodically be streaming Dead by Daylight.
Can you, I don't know, can we show them, like, the unintentional stream trailer he cut?
I think I can. Hold on.
So we were like, brother, you need to download this and play it with us. You've never played it before, right? And within like 10 minutes, this kid cuts like, I think he meant it as a shitpost, but realistically, it was a stream advertisement trailer. Down. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. All right, hold on. All right. No, I need to hold on to your buttholes. Just hold on.
He just sent us this.
Yeah, without prompt.
Oh, wait. The context is it the audio that's playing?
Was an audio message that I sent to him trying to convince him to play
immediately before he cut this.
So immediately before this was an unhinged message from me, to which 10 minutes later, we get this from Max Dude.
Good morning. Okay, listen. We were playing Dead by Daylight on and off for the last, 10 years since it launched, and then we kind of fell out of it. But hear me out, man. Hear me out. If they bring back the 8x2, which is 8 survivors and 2 killers, I'm just saying that we should play, and I think it would be hilarious to watch how quick you pick up shit like Dead by Daylight. So if you're interested, I have to technically start playing it again regardless, but you should play with us. I'd be down to clown.
I've never been to bed. You did it!
Oh, no, wait.
Playing it again
Okay, wait, hold on.
regardless,
Sorry.
but you should play with us. I'd be down to clown.
I've never been to bed. You did it! Hey! Why you?
Yeah, so that's what we got. Yeah.
I didn't ask him to do that. I just sent him a message of that rant. And then 10 minutes fucking later, that's what we get from him. That's what we get.
And I'm not going to tell you the whole story of that clip. That's not water, that's milk.
It's milk.
That's all I'll say.
It's milk.
I'm sure he would love to tell that story on the stream.
You know what? You guys can ask. You can ask him.
Yeah.
You can ask him. Feel free. Yeah, no, he dead ass did. He fucking grabbed it 10 minutes later. This man, I don't know if he had it ready to go. I don't know what the fuck, but he was on it. Fucking on it. He was ready to go. Brought that shit to Pound Town and just fucking provided. So. Yeah. Well, Reaper, to be honest, that's pretty canon behavior from me. That's pretty normal. Anyway. So, we're gonna start working on that. But fitness streams, IRL stuff, various things. Rivals, indie horror, probably Dead by Daylight.
Occasionally cozy games.
Occasionally cozy games. Those will be charity streams. But I can't do those until the game launch. He knew what he wanted to use and pulled from Metal Gear Solid. Either he has it saved or he just knew what he wanted, like me with the Superior Venom clip. That's fair.
You will never know with him.
No, you don't. You don't. I've never, on God, I've never met somebody so fucking unhinged that I can appreciate the unhingedness of so much.
I would also like to share that, like, he gave me what I felt like was the most uniquely American experience today. Because just to be clear, he's from UAE, right?
Yeah.
So United Arab Emirates. And he messaged me, and he was basically like, so Ben and Jerry's ? And I was like, what about him? And he's like, they're like super like
Political?
but like
Activism?
super activist ? And I said, oh yeah, Ben and Jerry's has always been our Captain America. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me? I've never had the ice cream because I always get like the shitty ice cream that we have here, but like I'm gonna buy some. That's dope. And I like sent him an article, and I was like, they are our Captain America. But like explaining to this man that in the world of the year of 2025, our Lord Hosier in America, that an ice cream company is one of the biggest political activists we have was, I think, the most American I have felt in years. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And he's super supportive. He sent me a pair of shoes that he wants to buy that are Ben and Jerry's themed.
Oh my God.
Like, not even an hour after that. So, like, I just wanted to let you guys know.
That's cowhide, by the way. Like, probably fake, but what is wrong? I can't. I couldn't make this shit up, though. More than likely, I don't know. But look, the shit I've seen, I don't know anymore.
I just wanted to share. I thought it was funny.
I don't know anymore. I really don't. Yeah, he got arrested. Right, he was at an RFK thing. I don't want to delve into the political side of shit. I've discussed this before. But
no, not
taking the politics side out of it and just making it a, hey, let's stand up for our rights and for the rights of our friends and people.
Well, they're super pro like environment more than anything else.
Yes.
So like it's just very interesting to me, and I support them, and we support Ben and Jerry's in this house.
They fired him for being too based. No lies detected here. Man, I too want Ben and Jerry's, and I cannot. I can't.
Couple more days.
I can't have it. Can't have it. All right, guys. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the fucking deal.
Here's the thing.
No, the thing is not here. We're not playing Rivals. I've literally never told a lie in my life, but that alone could be a lie, Googie. How would I know?
Also, Googie, I whispered you on Twitch.
You guys want to know? So, like, you want to know one of the wildest fucking quotes that I've ever used, and it's not a quote; it's a quote from me. All right, listen. If a lie to you is the truth to someone else, then wouldn't that make you a liar to the person who thinks it's true?
You just gave me like the verbal out loud version of when I'm trying to read a paragraph, but I have to read it 6 more times and still don't understand it.
Is the thing you're going to go do is rest and then do an audiobook? I need you guys to know. Hold on. Can I say... Okay, listen. Hold on. Come here.
Googie,
Listen.
stop it.
I'm blowing my own head smooth off. All right, listen.
We're friends, right?
Can I just tell you guys? I think I can announce it. Technically, I'm contractual, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys a secret.
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna tell
surprise
you.
everybody.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. Okay. So remember how I told you that I got the information? I'm just gonna give you a title. I'm gonna give you a title. Okay. Are you ready? Taken by my brother's best friends.
Oh my god.
Plural. Plural. One brother, multiple friends.
For free? You gonna give them any context?
No. They get no context. You get no context. You can find out in July. Sounds like an airtight evening. What in the Wattpad story? That's not even, what do you mean? Oh, listen, no, but one of my favorites, I wonder if that launched yet. I don't know if any of them are technically done yet. Hold on. Let me look really quick here.
Oh, as she does that, saying this out loud for somewhat self-accountability, she's bullying me into writing my smut book finally because she's bullying me into it. So that's a thing that I'm working on.
Oh yeah, I told Ellis he needs to.
But like it's with my characters, but also some of our characters.
Oh, it's a pre-order? I wish they would tell me when this shit is supposed to launch.
Nope.
Is there a teaser yet? Can I have a teaser? Do I get a teaser? I don't get a teaser. Do I get a teaser? I don't get a teaser. All right, hold on. Stop. Listen.
Ouch. My shoulder needs to
So So this is one of the books that's apparently on pre-order. They didn't tell me. I had no clue. One of the books I just finished recording is out for pre-order. It is called Better Watch Out. Let me explain. This is
Oh, this is
the stepbrother one.
I got it mixed up with the other one.
No, Better Watch Out is the stepbrother one. Do you know how many fucking audiobooks I had to do in the last 2 months that centered around Christmas?
Oh, it's not horror.
It's not horror. Well, it's
supposed to be.
It's not horror. They kind of sort of maybe might be serial killers, but that's an oversight. It's an oversight. We're not worried about that here. We're not worried about that here. So this is one of them. But I just want to direct you is just this. Just this. Just that. Yeah. No, I don't mind. Just to be clear, I don't mind. But I just need you guys to understand. Do I have my own page? I do! Okay, so this is the only one that's up right now on Podium specifically. But there will be more. So there's more upcoming, just so we're clear. That's so simple. I have the simplest fucking... That is a terrible bio. That is a terrible bio. I need Jesus. That bio needs Jesus. Anyway, yeah. So this is a thing at this point. But if you guys want to do the audiobook Tango that is specifically me, these are the books so far that are out.
With many, many more on the way.
Yeah, and there's a lot. When I tell you there's a lot. You like Monster Girl fucking? We've got that. You like Step Brothers? We got that. You like lonely broadcast stations? We got that. You like fucking primal
whatever that
fucking the wilderness in Norway? I got that. I can do that for you. You wanna deal with a carjacking? I've got that. You like carnivals? You fucking like carnivals? We've got carnival men, baby. We've got carnival men. You like erotic horror that's questionable? We've got that too.
Yeah, questionable's a word.
Questionable. You like Doug Bradley and fucking Barbara Crampton and fucking Mick Garris? We've got that. We've got that right here. You like fucking dinosaurs and hate Nazis? We got that too, baby. You like classic books? You like that noir vibe, right? Bond. You like Bond? We've got the Sterling Standard. You like transformation kinks? I've got that too. And then a really old poetry book that I did literally in 2017, which is quite literally one of my first. But God bless Tamara Thiel for trusting me. Anyway, that's just what's released. That is just what's released. There is so much more, it's not even funny. So much more on the way. So much more. Like a lot. Oh my God.
He was sad.
What? You were not sad.
He got up and, like, followed me and then kept looking at the blanket and then followed me more.
You can literally go sleep under the blanket.
Oh no, he's mad. We're not out there by the blanket.
I have to work, meatball. This is manipulative. I'm being gaslit
By a cat.
by a meat sack without hair. Do your thing, Tyler.
Meatball is especially clingy. My little orange.
Sentient nutsack.
Yes.
Yeah, that tracks. You got an eldritch murder mystery whodunit? Probably. That could be on the way. Could be.
We'll
Baby needs snuggles.
Incubus erotic horror.
Yeah, whenever Ellis finishes his fucking book. Hi, Jorge.
Baby needs snuggles.
Sentient nutsack. All right. Yep, do your thing. Go walk the puppo. I'm also going to call it, mostly because I legitimately actually need to finish this book tonight. I have meetings and stuff tomorrow and things to do. So, yeah. I do have a new Fantasy Friday release tomorrow, so if that's your thing, please remember that all of my links and socials and exclusive stuff is under autumnivyofficial.com. That is the updated website. Otherwise, you guys can find merch under autumnivy.com. I do need to update a few things for merch. I'm working on it. But otherwise, if you want to tip or do things, that is the best way to do it. Don't forget that there are certain locations that are free to follow. Wink wonk, so you don't have to be committed. But yeah, so we're supposed to be back again tomorrow with Treen and Redclaw and Ellis doing repo. I think it's tomorrow afternoon. But I do have a meeting and I have to make sure that doesn't run long, so I might be late, but I've got to see how it goes. Anyway, you guys are great. Drink water, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, or do. I'm not your mom. That's fine. Ellis is going to give you candy, so it doesn't matter what I have to say.
Yeah.